Welcome to Task 7, Making My Point. This is a solidify understanding task. The essential question is, are there different forms for writing equations of lines? What does each form tell us? In Task 7, we're going to be exploring how Zach and Sion wrote different equations to represent the same problem. They have arrived at different solutions, and they're trying to resolve their differences with some reasoning. Your job is to figure out how Zach and Sion have arrived at different equations, and who is correct through each of the scenarios in this task. Here's the pattern they're working on. They're looking at these quilt blocks. This pattern has 7 in the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 in the second, and 19 in the third pattern. I'm noticing that this is changing by adding 6 each time. Let's assume this pattern continues forever. Here's the discussion that Zach and Sion had about this pattern. Zach says he got y equals 6n plus 1. Because I noticed that 6 blocks were added each time, so the pattern must have started with 1 block at n equals 0. Sion says, I got y equals 6 times n minus 1 plus 7. Because I noticed that at n equals 1, there were 7 blocks, and at n equals 2, there were 13. So I used my table to see that I could get the number of blocks by taking 1 less than the n, multiplying by 6, and then adding 7. Here's my table. Zach and Sion got different equations to represent this pattern. Our job is to take a look at these equations and see if either Zach or Sion is correct or incorrect. So, for question 1, what do you think about the strategies that Zach and Sion used? Are either of them correct? Why or why not? Use as many representations as you can to support your answer. It might be helpful to make a table and a graph to represent Zach's equation. It may be helpful to make a graph to represent Sion's equation and see how they're similar or different. After you've answered question 1, move on to the second part of the task and come to class with some ideas about question 2 as well.